Hello everyone, my name's Miranda, and today I am here to discuss episode 11 of Shadowhunters, aka Malec, aka the penultimate episode for season 1, aka the episode none of us were ready for. As always, if you haven't seen the new episode and don't want to be spoiled for what happens, because this was definitely another big episode, thank you so much for stopping by, but we are going to have to part ways for now, and we'll meet again in the future at a later date when you have seen the episode. And if you want to check out any of my previous episode reviews for the season, I'll leave links down below in the description box to those for your viewing pleasure. Thank you guys all so much for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now, non-spoilers. Anyway, like I said, this episode was called Malec, so you can probably understand why everyone was losing their chill. And I have to say, I do have a slight issue with the Shadowhunters fandom in the way they just kind of like elevate Magnus and Alec, where they kind of just ignore everything else. Like, Clace has some awesome moments, but I feel like you go on Tumblr, it's just like a few gifs, and then Malec, it's like everyone is excited about it. And I get it, I think Malec is really cute together, but it just kind of aggravates me how like they get pushed up aside everyone, like even individual characters. I feel like people care more about Malec than they do about Alec or Magnus individually, or even Clary, and Clary is the main character of the show. So that kind of bugs me, I just gotta say that. But at the same time, I can totally understand why everyone is shipping Malec, because they are so cute together. Oh my good graciousness, this episode was amazing. We all like knew in our hearts that a Malec kiss was coming, but we didn't want to get too excited for fear of disappointment, especially after how Clace went last week. And before I get to anything Malec, let's just touch upon Clace real quick, because they are my OTP in the show. As much as I love Malec, Clace will always be the one for me, and they're not in a good place right now after finding out they're brother and sister, as one would be. Props to the show for not shying away from it. Like, they had Jace say, like, I kissed my sister, I was falling in love with my sister, I wanted her, I kissed her. Like, I just felt really bad for him, because you could see he's not in a good place, and he didn't want to talk about it at all. And Clary is kind of like, I don't know what to do, but it's not healthy if we just like ignore the problem. It's just gonna get bigger. Like, Jace is kind of in Alex's situation, where Alec was ignoring things and then they exploded in his face. Now things are gonna start to explode in Jace's face. I really loved, like, one of my favorite scenes was, even with everything that was going on, he still pushed her out of the way when he was in danger. Like, it was just an instinctual reaction to grab her and make sure she was safe, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And like, seeing him like looking at her in her pretty dress and then being like, oh wait, I can't look at her like that, and like, it just broke my heart. It really broke my heart. I loved when Alec and Jace made up at the bachelor party. That was amazing to see them make up, and then not only to see that, but then Jace kind of being like, I'm really struggling, I can't talk to anyone about this, and Alec kind of being that big brother figure as well as that best friend, because I think we've seen him be a big brother to Izzy, we've seen Jace be a big brother to Izzy, we've seen Izzy be a sister to Alec and Jace, but we haven't really gotten the whole relationship of like, this is the person Jace grew up with. This was the kid who always had his back so much that they decided to become parabatai and are best friends. So I really like seeing them make up, and it was very sweet to see Alec kind of comforting Jace and everything, and I really liked it. I love too what a 5-year-old Alec was when Jace was trying to talk. I love how it was like, it started with Alec is like, well, it's my bachelor party, so you go first, and then Jace is like, so I know I messed up, and Alec is like, yeah, and he's like, and I know I made some crazy decisions, and Alec is still like, not arguing here. Meanwhile, the wedding was in big celebration, and to top it all off, Jace started accusing Lydia of being the one to kill Ragnar Fell, which was so dumb, because as Lydia pointed out, if she wanted Valentine to have the cup, she has the cup. She could give it to him. I was like, yeah. And I love too how Clary was supposed to be the one that could go talk to Lydia and make it seem more casual, let Lydia let her defense down, and Clary goes in there as kind of like, so, Ragnar Fell got killed by a demon, and there were only certain people who knew about it, and you were one of them. Did you do anything? And I was like, you might as well just sent Pitbull Jace over there being like, did you? Because she was just like, literally, I thought she'd be like, hey, do you have any ideas who that could be? And like, see how Lydia reacted. But nope, she's just like, was it you? I felt bad for Lydia in this episode, because like, she was super nice. Like, she was like, Alec, I know like you can't do this, go be you, go be happy, you deserve it. And I was like, go Lydia. Like, she was so incredibly nice, and then she just disappeared. Like, Jace had like a one-off thing with her, like, what you did was really nice. I was like, can someone ask her if she's okay? Like, she's just gonna friggin' go back to Idris and just go live her life. Like, she is clearly not happy. Like, Alec at least gets Magnus. Lydia gets paperwork. So I just wanted someone to be like, hey, are you okay? Or anything like that. Just some girl talk or something like that. And now Lydia might be dead. I don't think she's dead. My friend is trying to talk me down from it, but like I just have it in my mind that they killed Lydia, and I'm like, I'm not prepared for this. Because like I should dedicate like a whole video to the Magnus and Alec kiss, because there's so much you can say about it, and there's so much people have said about it. It was awesome. It was amazing. I love how they're doing the kisses now in the shows. First we had Khaleesi, who was very out in the open, and like she was very emotional and just kind of like was like, I gotta kiss you. And now we had Alec, who was like, I can't breathe if I don't kiss you right now, and he pulled him, and it was adorable. I love it. And I love the little height difference between them, because Matthew Daddario is a beast. Like he is like a lean green bean. So I don't know if you'd appreciate that comparison. And then of course, with all this Magnus stuff going on, we also had a traitor in our midst. And if you have read the books, you know who the traitor was, but I didn't think it was coming this quickly, because like Hodge has kind of floated in the background thus far and like not really done much aside get his ass whooped. So I was like, oh, maybe they'll just save it for season 2, and then the beginning of season 2 will be like, there's a mole in our midst. But no, there's a mole in the midst now. And Jace was gonna blame Lydia, and but no, it was Hodge. Hodge, after all that, just wants to be free. He wants to feel the wind on his skin. He wants to go out on Tinder dates, and he doesn't want to be stuck anymore. So he's got the cup. He's got Jocelyn, even though good luck getting her out of the institution. Like, dude, I don't know what his plan with that was. Like, oh, Jocelyn, I'm just moving her to, you know, not outside because I can't go out there. So we'll see how that one goes, Hodge. But Jace, based on the promo, is gonna flippin' freak. I don't know if they catch Hodge before he gives the stuff to Valentine. I'm thinking not, because like we have to have this big showdown. Or maybe like they use Hodge to like draw Valentine in. But Jace is going freaking cuckoo. He thinks he is a dark because Valentine raised him. He's like, Hodge, I'm gonna kill you because you're a douchebag. So Jace is in like a very dark place, like I said. So that's why it's a good thing that he made up with Alec. But like a big support system for him was Clary. And now he doesn't know how to use that support system. I just don't know how quickly it's going to be resolved. I hope a lot quicker than it was in the book, because that was like 900 pages of pain that we just did not need, and also awkwardness, and it's a lot more awkward seeing it on the screen. But like I said, props to them for having the lines where he's like, I wanted her, I was falling in love. And I loved, did you notice? Magnus is like, oh, love is confusing, that's how it's supposed to be. And then when Jace is talking about Clary later, he says he's just confused. I was like, well, that could be because you are in love. And Simon continues to be the creepiest person in the world, where he was like hugging Clary and he saw Jace like looking at him being like, oh, I wish I could hug Clary like that. And Simon was just like, who's Captain America now, bitch? Just like, Simon, please go away for 5.5 episodes and come back with a better attitude, and I will maybe appreciate you more then. So that is my thoughts on the episode of Malec. If you saw the episode, please feel free to leave your thoughts about it down below in the comments, and also make sure to like this video while you're there and subscribe to my channel to be told when I make all sorts of new videos. Next week is the last Shadowhunters episode for season 1. I'm so excited for the season finale, so I gotta go get ready for that, because it's probably gonna be a feel-splosion of everything, and hopefully this sibling thing will be resolved. I would like kiss the ground if this sibling thing got resolved in the next episode, because in the movie they were very quick to be like, hey, I lied about that. Like Valentine was like, oh, I lied about that, but we're not gonna tell Claire and Jace. Like, we knew they weren't brother and sister, so it kind of made their sexual tension less awkward, but you know. Alright, thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!